Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome back to the channel. So, as you can see, this episode is going to be different. We're not doing a time-lapse like normal, and we're going to do a walkthrough of the first quarter of our medieval city build. So, last episode, I wanted to kind of try something a little bit different with the silent video and stuff. I mean, of course, there was music. I wanted to try it a little bit different, just kind of see where that was going. I actually lost my voice the night before that. I woke up and my voice was just gone completely. Well, I mean, it was there, but it was very, very not there. Yeah, so this episode, however, makes it the ending of, or last episode, I guess, would have made the ending of our first quarter build, or the first quarter of our build here of our medieval city. So I figured it calls for a time for a walkthrough, right? So, oh, another thing is I do not have a name for this city yet, so if you guys would like to drop some names down in the comments, I would definitely appreciate that. I have no idea what to name this. If you want to wait till we get through all the, sort of walkthrough, then drop some names. That would be great. You can also drop some names for some of the buildings. So, like if we have an inn, like this up here is an almshouse. So, like if you want to drop a name for the almshouse, by all means, drop it in. This right here is a tavern. So if you want to drop some names in for that, even the gatehouse, anything like that, please do feel free to drop it down. Actually, I am encouraging you to drop some names down in the comments. But yeah, so first things first, whenever you come here into the city, I'll fly out here, you get a better viewpoint here. Whenever you fly into the city, we come up here into the, whenever you sail into the city here, we come here to the docks. I haven't decorated these yet just because it's just something that I really was not looking forward to, and I still don't want to do it. So, yeah. But just imagine all the chests and crates and stuff down here. Some fishing nets, some barrels, that sort of stuff down here. Yeah, so you would come in here. Your ship would come in here. It would moor up. It would just pop off. The cargo would go that direction, so most of it would just load up on that side of the harbor, and then this here is more for like passengers. So you come up the stairs here, and then here immediately on the left we're met with some of the market stalls. This is just sort of like a flower seller. So he's got some flowers. You got I guess those are what azalea trees or something. Yeah, flowering azalea. I forget what they're called. Some ferns, all that kind of stuff. Some empty pots up there. Beside that, this guy is selling pumpkins, melons. Nothing too exciting about that. Over here, this guy is just selling banners. A lot of these are just the templates that are getting here. What are they called? Is it on? I think we can go through banner and we can find it. Oh, patterns. Okay. Yeah, the patterns. I actually went through here, picked some patterns, and put on these banners, so they just weren't basic colors here. But yeah, so he sells banners. There's some balloons there that he sells also. Come over to this way. There's just more of junk sort of sitting around. And then, of course, these stairs take you back down to the harbor. Down to the docks, rather. This is probably my favorite part of the lower half of this build. Just with this brick building here, it blends in very nice to the terracotta and into the spruce with this overhang. There's really nothing in this building. Some of these buildings have interiors, some of them do not. Most of them do have a floor. I like have the floors separated out, but most of them are just lanterns for now. And I kind of did that on purpose, just because in between videos I try to go through and at least do 2 interiors, and I just haven't had the time to do very many of them. So yeah, then that comes here to our archway over the walkway up to the second level. Put a bench in here. There's some flowers and stuff in here. Hanging lanterns, of course. Some flower boxes over here. This looks amazing to me. Like I could just imagine being down like on this part of the harbor, and then you had to come under here to go up there. And even if it starts raining and you're down here, you can just imagine a lot of people coming in here and hanging out to to get out of the rain. So I just thought that was pretty cool. So the next bit of this, it just Yeah, of course that blends over into this building. I forgot all about that. I don't believe I have an interior here either. I do not. Yeah, no idea what this building's supposed to be. So if you guys have any idea, then just say like building 2 or something, and then give a name. Yeah, so then you come in through here in this very tight, sort of packed in alleyway, walkway, whatever you want to call it. I know realistically in like a massive city you wouldn't have, you know, it packed in this tightly because you need a lot of people to walk through here. But for Minecraft and on this scale, I think it fits perfectly. So in here is what I... Oh, well, no, never mind. This is not the build that I thought it was. So we just have that there. You come up these steps, brings you up to the 2nd floor. Definitely not what I thought it was. I thought that was one of the other buildings. Yeah, that's going to be a surprise then whenever I do find that, because I have no idea where it's at. So then again, you come down here, you know, all these buildings are empty. This is a pottery maker, I guess. I know they got an actual name, but I cannot think of it. So yeah, it just sits here. We have the little flower pots, we have the big pots, and then there's even some of them that have the pot in here, and it makes it look like it's a little bit different of a pot, I guess you could say. So yeah, I wish we could stain these. If we could stain these, then Minecraft would be really over the top here with their pots. But until then, we'll just deal with what we got. So then, was that another? No, okay. So then that comes over here to this tiny little candle maker. So I would imagine he maybe like makes the candles upstairs and then brings them down here. Just kind of sells them out of there. So just a little door right here takes you up the stairs, and then yeah. So there wasn't too much I could do with this little building right here. It just just sort of screamed candles to me, just because they're so small, I guess. And then we come up here. Here's some more mountain stalls. Geez, here's some more shopping stalls, market stalls. I didn't put anything in here. I have no idea what to put in that one because didn't want to copy anything down there. And then right here beside of it is a cooper, basically. So cooper is somebody that makes barrels. It seemed kind of weird just to have a bunch of barrels. So I put chests and stuff down here also. I also thought about putting some copper chests down here. So maybe... I don't know why I went the worst way possible. But maybe we will grab some of these and we'll kind of plop one maybe there, and we can put one back there. Yeah, that's good. So then from there it bleeds over here into the warehouse section, right? The sort of industrial storage section here of the harbor. So of course I got a wagon here that has some building materials in it, cobblestone of course. There's some little carts that have chests on them. There's that's a tiny warehouse. I have nothing in these. I just like I said earlier, just haven't got to them yet. Again, just a bunch of carts everywhere. Here's some logs that came in maybe off of a ship that haven't got transferred anywhere yet, or maybe they're going to be on the ship. You know, it's yeah. Just all of the in and out stuff kind of goes right here. Moving on past this, you come around the corner, so there's the crane that we built. But yeah, so you come around the corner here, again, we have more miscellaneous items just piled up, stacked up on top of stuff. If you know me, if you followed me for a while, my builds have a lot of junk in them. I think it makes it just feel kind of homely and just sort of realistic, like overbearingly packed in. And people tend to do that. I don't know what it is, but people tend to do that, like vendors and stuff. You have just stuff piled up. I feel like if you go to like festivals and stuff near me, it's always piled up, like overspilling, like overfilling, spilling out into the walkway and such. So it's a feel to me that feels realistic. So that's just kind of what I go for. And of course, this brings you down onto this side. Like I mentioned earlier, this will be the industrial side. Or like the cargo side, so this side is wider than the other side. And then of course if you come up the stairs here, we have more market stalls. That one's empty. This one is books and maps. This guy is another, this guy's another plant cellar, but if you look closely, these are tree saplings, ferns, not flowers like it was down at the bottom. I guess the azaleas are. It's, you know. So yeah, so this guy actually sells saplings, not flowers. So he is slightly different than that one down there. This guy is a clothing merchant. I actually went through and put some trims on these pieces of armor, so they looked a little bit different than just having plain old armor in here. This over here is just sort of like a bench and stuff, of course, but this is another one of these parts of these kind of builds that I really like. So you can actually come up here. So you're on the second story of the harbor. You can come out here, and this is actually the patio over the pottery maker. Of course, you can't drop down from there, but I just, stuff like this just is really cool. Like, look at that view right there. I mean, that view is nuts. I mean, that view is absolutely crazy. I'm actually going to get a screenshot of that. There we go. Alrighty. Pop back out here. And continue. So these are the triple warehouses. So if you've seen that video, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. The interiors of these I have done. So we have some shelving in here with some pots, some lecterns, you know, really just stuff to just pile up. Maybe we got some chopped up wood back here. Don't know why that piece of, whoops, I don't know why that flooring on, but yeah. So maybe you got some wood back there, you got some boxes and barrels over here. You got some more shelving with chests. And then you got some anvils up here. Whoops. The middle one, if I remember correctly, is still empty. So you can see just how much room we actually have to fill in here. And then this one over here is actually 3 blocks longer. So you do have a good bit of space in here to fill in. This one right here is my favorite sort of interior build. Interior filling in, like, as far as warehouses go. I don't know why, it just seems like this is realistically what, like, a storage space would feel like. Like, you walk in the door, there's chests here. You know, there's some just miscellaneous items there. Maybe some wood down here. Crates, scaffolding. There's shelves, of course, in here again. A chest on top of them. It just, it feels, I suppose it's just because it's so much smaller than the other two, but this feels realistic to me, and I don't know what it is, but I just really like it. This building here is going to be a postal building. I do not have an interior done for it, but whenever I say postal, I mean it will have, like, it would be for, like, outgoing letters. Like, if you're sending a letter to people that you know, someplace, you know, in another town or whatever. Basically, it's just postal service. They come here, you drop your letter off, they take care of it, they send it out on the ships or whatever, and go from there. Now, we get up here to these main buildings on the second story of the dock, and this is where it gets really interesting. If you watched the video where I built this, I talked about how these buildings overhang the street, and I could not capture that look through the time lapse, like the bird's eye view time lapse. And this right here is solely why I wanted to do a walkthrough, is so you get the vibe of how this city actually looks. So, like, yeah, it's absolutely, it's I really enjoy it. It's not a view that I see very often in Minecraft, especially in my kind of builds. Like whenever I built in Conquest and stuff, I did not have this, and it's I love the way that it looks. Like, realistically speaking, this is how fantasy and medieval builds in towns would look, where you have the small footprint, and then as the builds go up, they extend out, because now you're above the street, so you're not taking up street space. And that's, realistically, that's how a lot of them were made, just to do that, just to kind of help out on the street space. And it creates these very interesting sort of overhang views. And then the street actually comes through here crooked. So it's like an angle whenever it comes through here, and it allows the view, like if you look straight down the street, you can actually see how it merges over, like how it meanders over, I guess would be the word. And it looks, I really like it that you can't see straight down the street. So if you go back here, there's just sort of a table, chairs, some more junk. That's a stairway to go up into the top of the warehouses. Again, I don't have anything up there. This here is supposed to be an apothecary, which again I don't have anything in here. I think it was apothecary. I forget what it was. I forget even what the kilt means. I know I put it up there to tell me what it was, and I cannot for the life of me think of what it was. But yeah, so this is the building. I forget, one of you guys said that you really liked this building. It made it look really earthy, and the more I look at it, the more I do, the more it does grow on me. And it's definitely a block palette that I'll use in the future. Yeah. This building right here turns into some bit of a like a bookkeeping or like a library. So you come in here. Obviously, I have the interiors done in here. We got bookshelves all over the place of records. Bookshelves clear back here to another desk or a shelf. If we close those doors, we can come around here, junk underneath the stairs, of course. You can come up the stairs. It brings you to another level of where I started to do the bookshelves and stuff. So this is basically like a hall of records, I guess you could say. So this interior is not done. I need some like a counter right here, some lecterns in here, and then the build will be it'll be done. But this is the one that has the really weird shape. But I do like it. I didn't think I would like it first, but I'm in love with this building. So then we come over here to this one. This is the what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, geez, I can't think of it. It's like where you go to drink and stuff. So you come in here, and I have the interior slightly done in here. So we got some tables, some chairs, some countertops. Back there we got some barrels full of stuff. And then we have some food and stuff, some drinks over here you can buy. And of course you can come back here. All of this is accessible. And then if you go up the ladder, it just takes you up here to the stairs, to the upper level. I don't know what I'm going to have up there, but yeah. I still cannot think of what those things are called. Yeah, see, that's going to drive me nuts. So this building is one of the buildings you cannot get the scale of until you're actually walking underneath of it. So it's just kind of the courtyard as you come down into the harbor. And this build is absolutely massive from ground level. Like, I didn't know it was going to look that big. Of course, whenever you're flying around, everything sort of is out of scale. But this is absolutely gigantic. And of course, with these leaves sort of imposing like breaking up the silhouette and sort of just kind of imposing like over top of you and stuff. I think it looks absolutely amazing from this angle. So then, of course, we have the fountain and stuff right here. I did this off camera. And then if you come down here, it brings you back down the stairs to under this walkway that spans across there. And that actually turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. Like, I love that build. Then while we're down here, we'll walk through here. I don't have the interior of this build done, nowhere close. But if we walk down here, then you can come out here to our stag statue. So I want the emblem on the flag for this town to be a stag. I built this on my YouTube short, so if you're interested to see that, then you can go over and check that out. But yeah, so the emblem of the city is a stag. Alright, so moving on past that, we're not going to fly back through there. We'll just, or walk back through there, we'll just fly over. This right here is another one of these feelings that I love, the ambiance that it gives you walking through here. It's just absolutely amazing, and I'll show you from up there also. But like, again, I can just imagine, walking into the city, like you come in on your ship, you walk up here, you walk up these steps, and then you cut through here. Like, it truly reminds me of like a Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings or something like that sort of fantasy setting, where the city is built like this, and there's just these archways kind of walking over everywhere, then you walk through these tunnels, and it looks fantastic. Up here, I built little walls that connect the gatehouse to that build. They really do nothing but just, they're kind of there for decoration, really. And you can see, like, they're all overgrown. There's bushes in there. The grass isn't upkept. There's vines growing everywhere. The blocks are all mossy and all that stuff. Yeah, it looks great. And here you can sort of see how tall this building is. Like, we're up here several blocks, probably about 10 blocks higher or so than that. And yeah, like, we still have 2/3 of the building up above us. I just think it's absolutely amazing. So then you come through here, and then, like I said, you walk in here through the gatehouse. I built this on a YouTube short also, so if you're interested in seeing that, head on over to my shorts page, and you can see that. I added in some details here, sort of off camera, but for the majority of it, it's all the same. Then whenever I first came up here, the Alms house right here is the first build that I built, and then I added some decoration stuff, of course. We added in these street lamps off camera. And then, of course, with the pathway and stuff, I just kind of wanted it to merge into, like, dirt. Like, the dirt and pathway blocks sort of as we come, like, away from the main thoroughfare. In here, this interior is partly done. I would have, like, where the clerk sits at. You can come up here. There's rooms. The rooms are not done. But there's rooms around in this circle. So there's a room right here, and then you can walk all the way around the circle to come back down the steps. This is supposed to be like some kind of like a world map that we have here. It just sort of seemed to fit for the middle of this room. We have banners. This is the banner of the family that owns the Alms house. And then in here we have sort of the dining room. Again, we have more banners and stuff up. A big painting over there. And then on the camera we have a pot, sea pickle, and then bread that on a plate. Okay, I thought. And then these other rooms are just empty, but this will be a kitchen back here. And then over here will probably, well, this will probably be the kitchen, and then over there will be the storeroom, or vice versa. So it's a pretty simple build in here, but it is very effective. Again, if you want to throw out a name for the Alms house, the gatehouse, this building. Actually, this building right here, throw a name in for that, because I'm very excited to see what you guys want to name this. But yeah, so moving on, we move over here to this building. So this one is the one that in the time lapse, I absolutely could not decide what we are going to do with this building. And I decided that it's going to be a guild house. So I know I touched on it a little bit in the video, and then I sort of backed off, then I went for it again, and then I backed off again. But yeah, so this is a guild house. So this guild in particular sort of lives under the ruse of being helpful, but they're actually not. So like, maybe they have like it posted where they'll take you out to the wilderness, you know, and take you to, you know, the next city over, or they know where there's a cache of gold or something, you know, and they'll take you there, they'll take your money, and then they take you there, and you just never find what you're looking for, and that's even if you even make it back to town. But the interior of this one, I thought it'd be kind of cool. I could just picture, like the leader of the guild sort of walking in here and looking over, and like maybe there being tables, you know, like some tables down here, and then the rest of his guild is down here just messing around, you know, joking around with each other, throwing knives, you know, at the table, just sort of biding their time, waiting for a new job. Really. I don't know, you know, with some stuff hanging down, some, you know, I thought it fit the vibe pretty well. Up here, we'll probably turn it into bedrooms for the guild members. And then over here, we actually have where you can walk out on this balcony. I thought it was a nice little touch. And then around the side here, this is where they do their secret planning. So up top is the you know, the guide service or whatever, and then down here is where they might store all the goods that they stole, or all the money that they took from the people that they fooled and whatnot. It's a really cool build, and mainly I just wanted to build one of these staircases that went underground into a basement, and this thing turned out really good. I think it looks very good. So of course with details, you know, we got a wagon there, got some bushes here. Over here we have a street vendor where he's selling, you know, fish, various cuts of meat, cooked, uncooked, potatoes, you know, that kind of stuff. He's got smokers and stuff he cooks everything on. I just thought it'd be a really good place because it's people, you know, they just come in from down there, they come up, they don't, you know, before they hit the restaurants in the city, they pass this guy. Or vice versa, as they're going out, you know, they stop, they get food here, and then they head out, you know, on their voyage. Over here, this is just a spinnery, I guess. I guess he just owns the spinnery and brings his tapestries, or not his tapestries, his rugs, and like bundles of wool and stuff here to sell. Too exciting about that. Again, another street lamp. I don't have a name for this building right here. I have no idea what it does. It just sort of looked really good to fit here. No interior on this, but it does have a pretty big balcony that you can walk out on and oversee all the people walking into the gatehouse. I just thought it was a really nice place for it. I think it needs to be something kind of special, since you can see the like oversee the walkway and stuff. I think it would be really nice. Really nice to have something special in there, and I'm just now realizing I do not have a door to get into the bottom section of it. Yeah, no, I don't. Okay, that's fine. We will. I'll take care of that off. Take care of that off camera. Over here is one of the Knights Halls or the Guards Hall. So it's just a place where like the city guard. You know, not necessarily the military here, just the sort of security guards, I guess, that sort of base around the town. Basically like police officers. No interior here either, but we'll have like a big kitchen, we'll have a dining room, we'll have a bunch of that kind of stuff in here. I started to build an interior in here, so like there's 2 chairs, and then this one's kind of pulled out a little bit. I don't think I'm going to keep it. I want this to sort of be like a war room, I think. There'll be bedrooms upstairs, you know, all that good stuff. Bedrooms, storage, all that kind of stuff. Kitchens, whatever. So yeah, that is the Guards Hall. Now, if we come back here, this is where these builds start to get really exciting, I think. So again, just piles of junk, another light, street lamp. This build here is the one that I built in the second to last video. It's the first angled building here in the city. I'm probably going to have a lot more, but for now, I just sort of wanted to see how it fit. Again, no interior. The interior on these things are notoriously hard to build, but you can kind of see what it looks like from the inside here. So there's plenty of room. It's just with the angles, sometimes walls and stuff are very hard to build. We have this sort of big canvas drape and stuff over here. I was going to build like an archway. But I thought this thing fit perfect. Like, man, it's connected to that building and then just comes down and connects to these. Obviously, it's not connected because I don't have it over there, but, you know. You come through here, you know, you have these sort of hanging banners. They fit pretty good. Again, just junk there. This is actually a dead-end street also. Oh, we got traveling village. This is also a dead end street also. But we come back here to the charity house, I guess. No interior in here either, but you can see these windows and stuff. The vibe of the inside of this place looks absolutely fantastic. And then this is where this street will end. I have this wall right here. That's in the next Let's Build video, so we're not going to touch on that too much. But all you had to know is that this street ends right here. I might have maybe a little pathway sneaking back here, but as far as I'm concerned, the road ends here. But to come all the way back out here, and then you get to the apothecary. I'm going to spend the most time on this build. I know that I don't know how long this video is already. Long enough, I'm sure, but this one requires time. This is my absolute favorite interior I have ever built, I believe, and that's saying something. I have built interiors for a long time, very, very many years, and especially in vanilla Minecraft, this interior is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to save that, and then we'll go over here and touch on the builds that we built last time. Oh, also for the guard shack, I have sort of like a little training ground over here. So that you can stand here and practice your archery, or you can come over here to these dummies and practice your sword fighting, right? Yeah, so of course that road goes up there. We're not there yet. And these buildings are just buildings. I wasn't too big of a fan of this one, but it turned out the way that it did, and it is what it is. This one here, basically the same thing. It's a residence of some kind, but it's just you'll have a residence downstairs, and then you'll have a residence upstairs. So just basically, basically just a normal 2-level house. But realistically, how they would do it in medieval times is people could not afford a whole big house, but you could afford to rent out like a level of a house. So you might have a 3-level structure inside the city, but the people that live there are only renting, a floor. So then there's levels, there's apartments basically, right? There's living quarters on every floor that belong to different families, and many times it was multiple different families that lived on the same floor. Yeah, so if you come back here, this block palette, I have no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to find something crazy, and I definitely found it. But it struck me, I think this needs to be a very special sort of palette for something. I'm thinking maybe military buildings, or like county buildings, city buildings, whatever you want to call them, municipal buildings. This block palette right here, the copper with the diorite and then the basalt, I think looks absolutely fantastic. Even with the warp planks, you cannot use warp planks for very many things in a medieval setting, but yeah, I think it really fits well with this build. And then of course we have the warp door, and then that's the amount of room that we are working with inside of this structure. And run out here, and that is all 3 of them. Okay, so let's go here into the apothecary, and I'm gonna be in here forever. Okay, so before I go in here, I wanted to say something here. I want to play sort of a little game. So before I go in here, I actually wanted to play sort of a little game here, if you call it that, sort of a, there's something in here that I have pulled from pop culture reference, and it's very, very prominent in that aspect of things. I'm not going to point it out. I'm just going to go right through, and I want to see which one of you guys point it out first. So for this little sort of mini game, I guess you call it, whoever points it out first, I will pin their comment in my comment section, and then I will bring up your name and your comment on the next video. So it'll be next Saturday, so that'll give you roughly a week or so to pinpoint it out and drop a comment, and the first person that gets it right, like I mentioned, the comment will be pinned, and your comment will be shown in the next video. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to walk here into the apothecary, and remember whenever I was building this, I had said I want it to be sort of like the catch-all destination for like travelers. In this world, there are basically, it's a D&D world, like a Dungeons and Dragons world. There are creatures all over the place. There are all kinds of magics and wizards and whatever else around here, like within this world. So the people that go out and hunt down these monsters or go out on this dangerous quest need goods, right? So you go to your local merchant where you would receive, maybe some armor or some weapons or some enchantments or some health potions or whatever. This is the destination for that. And you'll see here whenever I open the door why this is my absolute favorite. So if I close this, this just feels to me, like, just absolutely feels to me like this is exactly what you would imagine one of these merchants to look like in here. You have like these kind of herbs hanging down from the ceiling, that cure all kinds of ailments. You have where he's making some potions right here. You have different armors. You got chests and sort of crates full of stuff, you know, full of wares that you might need on your destination, like on whatever trip. There's armors and stuff over here. There's more chests and just decoration over here. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff packed in here, but this is exactly what I imagined, like what I had in mind whenever I said a merchant that sells absolutely everything to like travelers, right? There's food over here. There's a health potion there. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's there. There's some cake over here. There's pie there. You know, there's books and stuff here you can get, you know, lore books of maybe different creatures or potions or whatever. Then you come back here, and then this is obviously where he would stand. We have shelves down here of different potions and items that you can have. Over here, we got all different kinds of potions that do different things for you here on his shelves. We got big potions and stuff up here, different items and stuff that he sells. If you come upstairs, this turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to for as basic as it is. So I mentioned whenever I was building it, he has like a bit of a greenhouse upstairs here where these front windows are, and that's exactly what I did. So these aren't potatoes; they are potatoes, but they're where it's going to act like there's some kind of flour that he uses. Of course, these are flowers that he uses. Those are flowers. These are just torch flowers, obviously. But you know, maybe he uses those in some potions. You know, maybe night vision potions. You know, you never know. These, of course, are beetroot, but they're not. They're whatever we need them to be for this apothecary. And then again, we just have a bunch of just junk sitting around here and shelving. So this stuff, the shelving, the blocks on the shelving is my absolute favorite way to decorate for some storage and stuff now. So they only look good really inside, or like, you know, like at a warehouse or up against the wall. They would look really good. Like just freestanding outside, I don't think they would look very good. But up against the wall or freestanding sort of in the middle of a structure, I think they look fantastic. You can put anything you want on these things, really. I happen to have, you know, like just chests and stuff. I don't know what I was looking for. You put some of these grates on there. You put signs on there. You put blast furnaces. You put, you know, scaffolding. You put armor stands, cauldron, whatever you want on these things. You can do, and it makes some of them look very nice. And then of course you have these openings here where there's nothing on the shelf. Then you have, you know, it's packed in up here. You know, maybe one of them's open here. Or, you know, this shelf's open here, or this shelf is packed up here, but the bottom's open. They don't have anything underneath them. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, this build turned out a lot better than what I thought. And like I mentioned, this is my new favorite interior, like that I have ever built. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just absolutely fantastic. Back here we have like the shelf, and it's hanging by a chain from the beam up there, because that's what these these sort of hanging bushes are on. Same thing over here. I don't know if I can get back there. This thing is hanging against the wall, and then there's actually I think that's just, it's absolutely fantastic what you can do whenever you kind of have that vision of the way things need to be sort of packed in on top of itself as you go. I put this pale hanging moss up here, so maybe it kind of looks like you know, maybe some herbs or some netting. Maybe there's some cargo netting hanging down here. So yeah, just, I mean, whatever you think that is, that's what it is. But this with the shelves, I think looks absolutely fantastic with the potions and stuff in it. Cake, of course, because why not? And yeah, so I mean, that is this build. That is my favorite build here so far in the entire quarter of this harbor build. So again, if there's anything that if there's anything that you think could be the pop culture reference in that building, let me know. The first person to get it will have their comment pinned, and I will share it in the next video. I'm just going to leave you here with a bit of a teaser that the pathway is going to go up here. So this is going to be another quarter, and this is the big teaser here. The pathway is going to come up here, and then this is going to be the start of another quarter. So it basically, wherever you have like these partitions is going to be a quarter. There's partition here. It's going to wrap around there a little ways. So the quarter will be probably across there. This up here will be another quarter probably. And then, well, probably all of this is going to be all in one quarter. And then that'll be its own quarter. All of this up here will be, this is going to be something. And up around there is going to be something. I have big plans, big plans for the rest of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly up here. I'm going to leave you with a view of how much work we actually have put in here so far. Just how big this actually encompasses. So it's nothing massive, but over, what is it, 6 videos now? I think we've did a hell of a lot of work. I mean, just an absolute hell of a lot of building this, and a lot of time went into it. Like, I hate to even see what my hours is. Probably look here on the stats just to see. But I think this build is turning out extremely well. I think it's going somewhere, or it already went somewhere. But I think it's going extremely well, and I'm more than excited to see just where we take it. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions about what we should build in this city next, please do drop them down below in the comments, and I will get to them as I can. I already have those 3 buildings over there laid out. That's what I'm going to be building in next video. So if you do have any suggestions, then they'll probably be the video after that. Or if I can fit them into that one, then that's exactly what I will do. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it here for me today. So hopefully you guys liked that little walkthrough. Sorry if it took way too long, but as you can tell, I'm very excited about some of those builds. Yeah. So with that being said, guys, I will see you later and catch you on the next one.